Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show, the author of I'm Not a Terrorist, but I've Played One on TV. A very funny comedian. You could get this book on Amazon and on CD as well in stores. He's playing Jafar in Disney's upcoming The Descendants. Good to see you, Maz Jobrani. How are you, sir?
Good, Rich. How you doing?
Now, on TV, you've played a terrorist, 24, right? That happened, season 2 of 24?
Yeah, when you're of, I was born in Iran and I grew up in America. So when you're of Middle Eastern descent, you end up on shows like 24.
Yep.
And you end up dying.
Is that what happened?
Yes, that's kind of...
Well, most people on 24, Maz, usually don't last an hour or two,
You're
right?
You're right. It is a tough one to get through.
You were in season 2.
I was in season 2.
Right.
And this is what happened. Originally, I was, the first time I played a terrorist on TV, I was in a Chuck Norris movie of the week.
Ah.
Yes, thank you very much.
What was the name of this film?
This was called The President's Man, A Line in the Sand.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
The real deal, baby.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was interesting because what happened was I had a day job at the time, and I thought, you know what? I'll do this TV movie, and it'll help me get out of my day job.
Right.
Because I'll make enough money that maybe I can get out of here. And
What
I
was
also,
your day job at the time?
I was an assistant in an advertising agency.
You can't have that.
I just wanted out.
You need it out.
I wanted out. I wanted to be an actor.
Sure.
So they gave me this thing. They go, listen, you're going to play an Afghan terrorist who comes to Chicago to blow up a building.
Okay.
This is pre 9/11.
Yes.
And I go, okay, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go there. I'm going to really, through my acting, I'm going to show why this guy's doing what he's doing. I'm going to be a thespian in a Chuck Norris movie.
Yes.
That's how I roll.
Well, somebody has to.
Somebody has to.
Right.
So I thought I could bring like some legitimacy to this like role, and I go down there to do this, and I go to the wardrobe fitting. They go, here's your shirt, here's your pants, here's your turban. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I go, listen, I've done my research. Afghans in America don't wear turbans. I go, let's get this right.
Right.
And they go, well, no, we want you to wear a turban. I go, listen, would you please talk to the producers? Let them know I'm not going to wear the turban because I've done the research. Let's get this right.
Right.
So the poor wardrobe lady goes, okay, I'll talk to them. I'll see what happens. Next day I go to my trailer. There's my shirt. There's my pants. There's a scarf.
Ah.
I go, see? I go, all you have to do is talk to them. I go, I'll wear the scarf. She goes, no, that's not a scarf. That's a turban. You got to wrap it around your head.
So you now have a reputation for being difficult.
Difficult,
in the Hollywood
yes,
community.
exactly.
And yet you're just trying to be a professional.
I'm just trying to be professional.
Right, and my favorite episode of 24 was when Jack needed to set up a perimeter, right?
Yeah.
And then had a cell phone that, despite being 10 feet, 10, like, I guess, stories underground, still had reception.
Oh, it's amazing.
Or was that every episode of 24?
You know,
I'm trying to, they all sort of blend together.
It's amazing. I became a big fan, and I started watching with my wife.
Yeah.
And Jack had that man purse. Remember he had the man purse for a while?
Right.
Satchel,
Remember
come
that? The satchel, man purse satchel, right? And my wife...
There's a TCU issued.
CTU.
CTU, not TCU. That's my
TCU.
football on the brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a Texas Christian
It was
University.
not.
Yeah.
No, it was CTU.
I'm sure they have satchels at TCU.
I'm sure
You're not wrong,
they
Rich.
do. They stick their footballs in
Yeah.
it.
But
Right.
no, but I'm watching with my wife, and she's like, you
Right.
should do that. She goes, that's a good look. I go, babe, he's killing people with a man purse.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Me walking around L.A. with a man purse,
Not so much.
not so much.
Not so much. I'm here with Maz Jobrani. The book is I'm Not a Terrorist, but I've Played One on TV in bookstores right now. So you're a Cal Bear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you predated Aaron Rodgers by a long time, correct?
Aaron Rodgers by a good amount. You know
Okay.
what's sad is being a Cal Bear. You know, I went to Cal, and I
Right.
look at the NFL now. You got Aaron Rodgers, Marshawn Lynch,
Yes.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yes.
And I go, what? These guys are some of the best players. I go, why couldn't we come together?
Yeah, where were they?
Where?
Well, that happened post Steve Mariucci. It all comes back to my buddy Mariucci, even though he was there for one year. I do believe it was a watershed moment for the entire history of Cal Berkeley football. But you were there when Jason Kidd was playing hoops,
Jason
right?
Kidd, yeah, we went to the finals. We were in the sixth. I think we went down to the final 16.
Yeah.
It was, Cal always just breaks my heart. I've gotten used to just having my heart broken by my teams.
Right.
I'm also an Oakland A's fan.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's the second straight show we've had an Oakland A's fan in
Yeah.
here. So does that make you a 49er or a
I
Raider?
became a Cowboys fan.
What?
I'll tell you how that happened. I
Please.
came to America late 70s.
Okay.
They're America's team.
They are, yes.
I'm a kid from Iran.
Yeah.
I'm trying to blend in.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
It's amazing because we've been talking about this whole show about the passing of the NFL Films founder Ed Sable, and that's who termed them America's team, was NFL Films. And here you come. I mean, I know I'm sort of trying to bring it all full circle in a way, but I mean, you come from Iran, and you're like, well, that's America's team. I'm in America. I have to root for them.
Yeah, and I think actually I had a friend of mine who was a big fan, and so he was like, this is the team, man. And I started watching, and like Tony Dorsett and Danny White and all those guys, and my heart was broken. I lived in the Bay Area, but the catch, that broke my heart.
So you're one of the only kids in the Bay Area watching that moment of Montana to Clark saying, oh no.
I'm like, no, Everson Walls, 2 more inches.
That is remarkable.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
That's what we call an outlier.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
We call that an outlier here.
Yeah.
So tell all the folks what this book's about. It's just basically your experience here.
Yeah, the book is about, I've, as a stand-up comedian, what's been interesting is over the past, I've been doing stand-up for like 16, 17 years, but over the past 7, 8 years, I did a tour called the Axis of Evil Comedy Tour with a couple other Middle Eastern comedians.
The Axis of Evil Comedy Tour.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I always say it's the first time, we came out on Comedy Central, it was the first time where you had 4 Middle Easterners on an American television show and we didn't all die. So it was progress for my people. But what happened was interesting was we started touring all around the world with this. And if you would have asked me when this came out in 2007, Axis of Evil, if you would have said, where do you think you'd be performing a year from now outside the US, I would have told you England, Canada, and Australia, all the English-speaking countries.
Right.
Well, 6 months after Axis of Evil comes out, we get a call from some guys out of Jordan. And they go, yes, we would like for you to come do your show here in Jordan. And I'm like, bro, I'd love to, but the show's in English. And he's like, yeah, I'm speaking English to you right now, you idiot. I was like, oh, yeah, they speak English over there.
Yeah.
So we started touring around the Middle East, toured in Europe, and so the book is stories. It's basically my biography told in a funny way. In every chapter is a different city. So it's the different experiences in different cities. It's like going to Amman, Jordan, where the king comes to our show.
How was that?
That was a trip, dude. That was, it was interesting because this was, first of all, I've never had a motorcade pull up to my show.
Never?
Never. Well,
yeah, you
one
should.
time.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, one time, they were going past the show. It was
normally,
I was at the Comedy Store. I looked out. I go, oh, there goes Obama.
By the way, we don't fact check here on the Rich Eisen Show. You can just go ahead, A
couple of times when I was performing for, President Obama.
There you go.
Yeah,
totally believable.
President Obama and
totally believable.
Yeah, it was whatever. That's how I roll, Rich.
Yeah.
I get gigs all the time.
Understood.
No, but it was cool. It was actually the king shows up and what was interesting was during the Bush administration when we were at war with Iraq and being, and then Iran and the U.S. don't get along. So anytime I would do jokes about the president of, Bush or the president of Iran, I would kind of look at the king.
To see if he's laughing.
No, to be like, dude, you can do something about this. I was like, these are suggestions. I'm like, work it out.
You're trying to change the world here.
Trying to change the world, Rich.
Through the Axis of Evil Comedy Tour.
Yeah, man.
And now through this book, I'm not a terrorist, but I've played one on TV. You can get it in stores or on CD. And then the upcoming Disney movie, The Descendants, you played Jafar. Thank you for coming on this show, Maz.
Thanks for having me.
Maz Jobrani right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Also on Twitter, @Maz Jobrani.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.